Hello. It's been a while, and I've been really busy. So busy that it's actually been quite overwhelming, and so I decided to scrap everything. All of the videos I recorded beforehand, which basically is nothing, but also the village. I thought I'd start fresh. I also figured it's quite difficult to do terraining with a village in the way. And that's what that is. Terraining. I'll be editing these mountains mostly with that gradient. There's one or two things I might be taking out, like the regular deep slate and just using cobbled instead. But overall, that's the gradient. I'll be using a lot of moss. It was really difficult for me to decide if I should replace the grass with moss. And ultimately, I decided, for the most part, I will. I'll still leave some grassy spots to add a little more variation. But for the most part, I'll be replacing it with moss. You're probably wondering, what gave me that idea? Well, this did. This is something I didn't quite scrap. And that is because I spent a lot of time working on it. Not fantastic. Probably should have did a little more experimentation before I brought it into the real world. But I didn't. And so it looks a bit chopped, if you will. And I will be making variations to it later on, but for now, ta-da! I scrapped the video of me doing this. Because I feel like I'm just not pulling things together the way I wish I were. But I've got some deep slate diamond, and gold especially. But that's because I've got some gilded blackstone. And so this is sort of the gradient I was inspired by for the mountain, the whole outside. So there will need to be variations to this. But in this one, you have the deep slate, which I think kind of goes well. Might change it up a little bit still. But it's decent. Not great, but decent. That's why I didn't have any qualms about deleting that footage. I did explore the nether quite a bit, and I finished the gilded blackstone that needs to go in there. That wasn't quite so exciting, so I have no qualms about that either. This, these are the resources. Like I said, I'm probably going to be removing that. And this will be the gradient. I'm going to try to get some more gilded blackstone to fit into there, and I have some more gold ore that I'll put in there. But I'm going to keep the relative shape. It's just going to look better and more on theme. I was having a tough time deciding if I should use regular basalt or smooth basalt. And I discovered I can just make smooth basalt. And that's what this is doing. Now, I think this is a pretty decent gradient. The only switch up is it's pretty sharp from here to here. But I think we can make it work. I don't have very much moss, and they don't have really any mossy cobblestone. That means we need a moss and bone meal farm. I just realized my armor. I don't have the mod on to make me look good. And that's because I also updated, which means the babies are cute, and we can get Nautilus, which is very exciting for me. I know a lot of people aren't excited about those, but I'm excited about everything. You may also notice I'm wearing copper boots. I've also got, it's a cool little cape. It kind of matches, I didn't even realize, but the reason I'm wearing copper boots is because my armor was dying and I didn't want to restore it. So I just made a backup diamond armor, and because I was in the nether, I was using gold boots, and when I got back, I didn't want to waste my diamonds on a pair of boots, so I just put on copper boots. I had them spare in a chest. I will say I've almost died many times because I have like feather falling 3 on my other boots. You really get used to being able to jump off mountains with those. But these are the materials I will need. Oh. And those red nether bricks. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, I'm not good at redstone. You could probably tell by the assortment of parts, materials if you will, that I'm following a tutorial. The tutorial I am following is by Sebaloo622. I probably said that wrong, but I say a lot of things wrong. You'll come to notice if you stick around long enough. As I've updated, and I don't have all of my mods, this will be done with the power of magic. Because I don't have flashback. So I will see you in a second. And here it is. Ta-da! Now, you might notice I'm looking for moss, and there's this. Well, I misread the title. This does work decently well. However, it does way better at making bone meal than it does at making anything else. And the bone meal is good because I'm going to need the bone meal for the moss. However, I'm going to possibly make some additions to this. The problem is... well, at one, I'm stupid. But also... I'm not quite sure what to do. I think that lever turns it on and off. He wasn't quite so specific about that. But this actually makes me quite excited. Now I've got to be very careful over here. That turn it off. It does, but... it does turn it off, but there's no way to turn this off. Odd. I'll just... oh, I should have turned it off first. I'm gonna break the whole thing, aren't I? Oh, I've probably broken it now. It's just a strip of green. Let's ignore that for now. I wanted to turn it off because I know you leave them on, they can become problematic. What I need... no. Because I was gonna put redstone torches on the little thing down there to turn them off. Because that's what we did for this. We are getting quite a bit. So it's not like terrible, but could be better. I know you can't really organize these, which is unfortunate. I'm hoping that'll help though. The second thing I was thinking was just turning one of these into a chest. Like this one. I was gonna say I'm out of wood, but this itself is a chest. And then hopefully that'll work out. I don't know if this is problematic, but I'm going to make a stair and hopefully that'll sort things out. Because he did say to put everything back once this was broken, so hopefully that mimics a full block. That way I can actually get into the dispenser. And now I will have way less bone meal production. There's a composter in here from when I was stupid. Also, speaking of being stupid, I am the stupidest person you could possibly ever think of. Because I decided... I knew the block had to be like a building block of some sort. Nothing natural that moss could escape to, or else it could ruin the whole thing, okay? And I decided to go out of my way to get red nether bricks. Because I was like, red nether bricks, those are cool. And they contrast the freaking moss. Tell me why I decided to do a vibrant red color that goes so perfectly well with the vibrant red color of redstone. I broke it for a second, but it's back. Oh, no. Look at that. Almost a stack over here already. I don't know how to make those organizer things. Else I'd make this everything else and like with the moss in here. You know? Either way, I'm happy with this. This is the first thing. My first redstone thing. I'm so excited for it. Listen, I may have followed the tutorial, but I think that's perfectly fine. I'll still be in the trunks, but let's head upstairs. And I will explain to you what I mean to be doing. Yeah, you can tell I made the deliberate decision to be stupid and make the red nether bricks instead of something normal. I just hadn't considered how the redstone would look on it. But here's my vision, okay? It's going to mostly be made out of cobbled deep slate. This is the base. I know. Absolutely terrible. I need to fix that. Well, it's easier to see the mountain now, but it doesn't really look any better. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Alright. I think it's really starting to come together. Problem is, it almost feels like it's coming together too well. Like we need something to break it up. I must admit, not perfect, but we're also only halfway there. As you may have noticed, I don't have any of these three in there. And that's because I wanted to get the base down first. The base is now down. You're probably wondering, what's stopping me? Well, I had a lot of trouble getting that moss because I had to reform the mountain a little bit to get it up there with the tuff and the mossy cobblestone. So, unfortunately, that means I need to grab something that will get me up high. And what is the only thing that could do that? Nothing. Because I could just build up with blocks, but that's what's irritating. I have to go get bamboo. So much bamboo. In order to make some scaffolding to get up on the mountain. Which isn't very great, but I suppose we should go on this journey together. Now I haven't traveled out in a long while, so hopefully I don't die. But I will be taking this bed with me. Also, that's where we're going. As you can see, I have no shame. I don't have time. There's a zombie in this mountain somewhere. I need to do better at lighting. But I have no shame. Okay? It took me 2 weeks to build this mountain in its current state thus far. Okay? I'm not spending another 2 weeks looking for bamboo. Alright, I've put my pick away and now it's time to start traveling. I've just got a regular pick now. Alright, and here we've come across our first hurdle. Ignore the mountain that I very clearly built in the background. Okay? I didn't get a boat. This isn't going so well. Found our bamboo jungle. This is what I get for Searching up where the biomes are. You know, I shouldn't be so greedy. This is all the bamboo we need. Gosh, who am I to say we need more bamboo than that? Oh. No. I need every last bit of it. Maybe if we go a little deeper. Okay, maybe if we go a little deeper there will be more bamboo. Maybe. Right there. Look at that. Oh, you know what? Shouldn't be clipping them right there. I should be clipping them right there. Beautiful. Don't want to go around stealing people's bamboo, I say. I'm the only one who bamboos. See, Silk Touch works for the bushes, but it doesn't work for anything else. I know this because I had to remove some bushes and I thought, wouldn't it be fantastic if my Silk Touch hoe worked for that? And it did work, and it was fantastic. But it wasn't fantastic enough for everything else. I'm gonna get lost in this jungle. Good news is, if I'm ever really lost, I can always just die. The spawn is right at my base. Bad news is, I would lose everything. I do not have keep inventory on. Listen, I draw the lines at very specific— yes! Bamboo! I draw the line at very specific things. Oh my gosh. Ooh, an apple. Yay. Alright, let's get chopping. I think I am gonna do a path for this. Because pandas are in the bamboo jungle, right? Have I been to a bamboo jungle before? I feel like I had to have. Can I turn bamboo blocks back into bamboo? I feel like that's not a thing. I haven't seen any pandas. I'm sure they don't appreciate deforestation though. This is actually rather close to my house. So if I ever did need a panda, and they did spawn in here, I could get a panda. What would I need a panda for though? I was thinking since there are a lot of baby animals that are super cute now, I could do a baby animal hunting thing. I say hunting, but I mean more like a search and find hunt, not a kill baby animals, because I don't approve of that. But I was thinking I could search for them, find them, kidnap them, because I approve of kidnapping, but not murder. Gosh. And then I could make like a baby animal zoo. Call it the Forever Young Zoo. The problem was, although I was thinking about that, I thought it could be interesting. My whole place is supposed to be kind of like a decrepit, abandoned thing, so to have a zoo right next to it that has animals that are forever young feels a bit out of theme, if I may say. But it could be interesting. Especially because they're all so cute. What? The Jungle Temple. Jungle Temple. I feel like I never see these around anymore. Lots of mossy cobblestone here. I could have just torn this down. I'm gonna light the place up a bit. I do not appreciate dying. I appreciate other people dying for my likeness. I don't appreciate dying. Ha! I didn't dodge it. I said ha and then failed. Miserably. That's a trap chest. Why do I do this to myself? Wait, but it didn't work. Oh. Not a trap chest. Well, listen, I haven't actually seen one of these in a while, okay? We went over this. I actually have no idea how this puzzle works. I never knew. I don't know how you're supposed to figure it out. I only know, like, you're supposed to do a certain sequence of things. Pushes, pushing. You do the buttons in a specific order and it pushes the blocks out. I don't understand. It's not worth it for what the loot pool is now, which is not good compared to all the other stuff we have. Honestly, this might have been a waste of time, but this is my childhood. This specific structure is my childhood. Oh. So it's my favorite. Do I think it could look a lot better? So much. I think it could look so much better. I think it could be so much better. Ooh, a parrot. I don't have seeds, I threw them. Should I even get a parrot? I feel like I've got so many cats. No. No. Because I don't want it to die either. But it didn't take me very long to get here. Probably won't take me very long to get back, so I suppose I'll take that journey alone. Until then, don't let the sun set. Alright, we're back, and now that I have all of my bamboo, I need to do exactly what I plan to do with them. Which means I have to go all the way into my storage room, which, for one, needs to move. For two, needs to be more easily accessible, because as it is right now, I cannot access it very easily. Because for one, in order to get up the mountain, the only way I have is through the backside. So we have to go up here, and then these very unsightly stairs need to be traversed. Which takes a minute, and quite unsightly, as I might add. I'm going to add this bed back for sleeping, because it takes so long to get from each level. Sometimes night falls before I can tell. And we need to go up these even more unsightly stairs. We used to have to go up those unsightly stairs. That's just get a better look of everything. That could stay, but I had to get rid of the stables, which I don't think I'll be placing again, but these are all the things I used to make it. When we get the new stairs, it'll be very difficult for my horse to move up and down. Whoops. So having the stables up here would be unnecessary and very time consuming while also being space consuming. I don't know how much I'll actually need. I know bamboo can be useful for other things, so I do want to kind of keep some. Could you imagine I open one of these and there's bamboo in them? Don't worry, I did thoroughly check whether there was going to be bamboo in any of these. And there was not any bamboo. So we're good. Now that that's over with, we can finally add the finishing touches. It came out way better than I expected. I almost half expected me to have to tear down the entire mountain and turn this into a flatland because it would look so bad, but I quite like it. I'm excited to build atop it and below it. But there are a few things we're gonna need to get done before then. Such as build a new storage room. And put all these things in storage. I have so many different spots located around this mountain of just chests filled with dirt and stone and other things. We'll get to that another time when I have the capacity to breathe. This mountain was a lot of work. I'm exhausted. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. Till then, let us watch the sun set.